Hey guys, here we are again with the final episode of X on the Beach, season 5. We're on episode 12. All right. We last left off with Ray in the middle of the hot seat, still trying to defend all of his lies. All right. Everyone called him on lying about what was going on with his exes. He's lied so many times at this point, it doesn't make sense why he keeps doing it. And when they call him on it, to justify his actions, he says, maybe I haven't learned as much as I thought, and I've just grown from this experience. And if I was just honest, things would have been so much better, and I could have, changed all this, just blah, blah, blah nonsense that he did in every situation that he's got caught lying, and then he just smiles like nothing happened. Like, this dude just can't stop lying. I don't understand why he does it. I'm literally baffled by all the lies that he tells, because it's gotten him nowhere and it serves no purpose. If you're gonna lie, at least lie for a good reason. Or even if it's not a good reason, something that serves you. I don't know what's going on with Ray. And no one really believed him when he said whatever he said. It just wasn't happening. Next up on the hot seat is right here, Ricky boy. Ricky. They pretty much asked him about his relationship with Darren and how he's cheated on her in the past, but he never cheated. From my knowledge, they had an open relationship and he just lied to her. She had a rule about them being honest about who they're seeing, and he just lied. He didn't cheat, but they asked him, they said he cheated, so I guess he cheated. All right. And they asked him, is it true that he's changed and he's willing to be in a faithful monogamous relationship with Darren at this point? And he said yes. And everyone who agreed raised their hands, which is everyone believed him except Darren, which came as a surprise to a lot of people. And he said, she had a problem or whatever, she can come to him and they can have an honest, open communication and all that. But she didn't look like things were going to be all right. She was making that face there. I mean, that's not her real face. It's very powdered, but she was making that face. All right. All right, so it doesn't look like things are going to work out for him. All right, so the next up after Ricky, Ricky was on there for a while. Okay, next up after Ricky is Jonathan. Let's see, Jonathan walking up there with his, who is that? Is that salmon color? I don't know what color that is. You can see everybody. I think that is Aries over here. What the hell is her? Oh, Cher. I think that's Emily. It's Mike. Joel. A lion. Darren. Kyra. Devon. David. And Nicole. And of course, Aries. Huh. It's the last time I'm ever going to have to remember their names, and I did it. I did it in one shot. All right, so of course, Jonathan goes up there, and the questions they asked him about, has his communication skills improved, since, last time they talked and all that? Did he get better at communicating his feelings and telling people, the truth? And no one really believed him. They pretty much saw it as he needs to start being honest and stop leading on Joel, because he's still saying things like, "Oh, we're gonna see how this goes, and hopefully it works out, and I just want to try," and all this stuff. He's saying all kinds of nonsense. No one believes him. They don't think and I don't think it, because he seems like he's acting that he's really that into Joel. He just doesn't want a relationship with him. Did I just stutter? He just doesn't want a relationship with him, but he's still playing along like he does. I don't know why he's doing that. I think he just doesn't want the confrontation, and he just trying to avoid it as for as long as he can. All right. So that was pretty much that with them. Next up was Aries. Reese up there, and they're asking her questions, and they're pretty much asking her, pretty much when she first came in, she said that her ex Mike was a doormat and she was walking all over him. A lot of people felt like she did the same while in the house. I don't think so. I don't think she walked all over him. I think she's a little bit more reserved than he is, and he's very emotionally explosive. Doesn't seem like she's walking all over him, because I don't think he would just sit back and take that. So I don't think that was true. But a lot of people thought it was true. And then they asked, and then for some reason, every time Aries tried to answer a question or something like that, Mike started talking over her. He's explaining their relationship while interrupting her and explaining both sides. And he just kept talking and interrupting. I just checked out what he was saying, because he was just saying a bunch of nonsense, and I don't understand their relationship at all. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Like, he's just talking very passionately and very aggressively, but nothing that he's saying is making any sense. And he's speaking for both individuals while speaking over the individual that he's also speaking about to that person. So it's like me talking to somebody else and explaining to them about them and me while interrupting what they're going to say about me. It just didn't. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I am utterly confused by their dynamic of what's going on with them. It just seems like the most toxic thing in the world, but they're doing it. They're giving it the good old try. And then after Aries, we have Emily. All right, you see Emily there. They pretty much ask her about her situation with Kyra, and the fact that when she came in the house, there was an issue with her and Kyra being compatible, as in a relationship where she was a little bit too headstrong, and she wasn't really that much into the relationship with her and Kyra. It seemed more like she was into the competition and wanted to win more than actually wanting to be in a relationship with Kyra. And their personalities just didn't mesh well. And yeah, so she was explaining that she now sees that their relationship wouldn't have worked because they had different personalities, and she's learned and she's grown as a person. And yeah, so everyone pretty much agreed with her, and it seems like all kumbaya with them. All right, next up is Mike. Now it's Mike's turn to talk, and he already did the talking when it wasn't his turn. And now it's his turn to talk, and they asked him about his situation with Aries and the way he kind of talked to her, and the way he expressed himself and all this stuff. And he pretty much just explained that he wasn't really getting an emotional sort of connection with her, and she was very closed off, and he wanted that deeper connection. He wanted something serious. even while she was on the hot seat, she also explained that they've never really had a relationship. He was always just like a fuck buddy, and they never really got to that stage. And now that he's saying all these things, she's agreeing. She's liking what he's saying. She's liking that sort of deeper emotional stuff. And I guess they have some sort of connection there. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, and they actually are very compatible. So go. So after that is David. It is David's turn. Sweating through that jacket, no shirt underneath it. So it's David's turn, and they're pretty much questioning him about his relationship with Kyra and the fact that they said that as shiny object syndrome, which is pretty much him just having eyes for the next best thing or whatever. And also his version in sexuality and him kind of exploring his attraction to men and all that stuff. Because he said he's never explored it. So maybe that's true. Maybe it's spontaneous and some people just develop an attraction to the same gender spontaneously in adulthood. That's what he's saying. So maybe that's how it goes. But he seems to be really into Kyra, and everyone agreed. And yeah, they seem to be getting on. So it's cool. No drama there with them. They've just kind of just been all about each other since since the inception of their relationship. Then we come to Nicole was in the house, and they talked about her coming into the house and wanting to rekindle things with Bryce and it not working and all this stuff. And she's saying she gave him the green light to see other people, and eventually she realized that their relationship it's more platonic, and she just kind of wanted to be friends with him. So yeah, that's that with them. I mean, no, I mean, other people caught her eyes. They just never really went for her. So she was trying to kindle something and get some. I mean, even after her story, they didn't really immediately kick her from the villa, which was weird to me because they did that with Elias. So they immediately kick out Elias. They keep her, and she does this overly dramatic sort of emotional spiel about growing as a person, and this experience has changed her and all this stuff. And it's just like, what? When? Are you just trying to get airtime? What is going on? It was just a weird performance she was doing. You can see right here with her face all scrunched up like she's about to cry. It's pretty much what she was doing. Just don't understand. Ma'am, you're invisible in this house. No one cares. Oh, wait, I was wrong. They did kick her out. Huh. I guess I just didn't remember. They really did kick her out. Okay, well, yeah, goodbye to her. All right, so that was everyone. What, did they skip Elias? Oh, man, they really skipped Elias. After Nicole got kicked out, that was just the end. Oh, maybe Elias went earlier in the last episode. Okay, I just don't remember. Right, so it's good night for all the couples. And Darren, for some reason, is going through a lot in her head with the relationship, and she's having a lot of doubts. Yeah, so it's next day, and it's time for everyone to pack up and head out. All right, so this is pretty much how it works. The singles who are still in the house will get to decide whether or not to take their exes on the boat with them. It would be a boat trip, one last boat trip, leaving Spain. I think they're in Spain. And yeah, so if their relationship is gonna continue, then they take their ex with them. If they're not interested in rekindling things with their ex, then they just go on the boat by themselves. The first one to go to the boat is David, and he doesn't have any exes left in the house, so he just went straight to the boat. And the only one he's hooking up with, which is Kyra, she's a single, she's not an ex. So he's just on the boat by himself. Let's skip to that. Next up is Mike and Aries. This one surprised me. They talked about the relationship and they talked about maybe doing something serious, and she seems excited and he was excited, and it was very positive vibes all around, and you know, there was smiling and happy, and you could see right there he's giddy, and yeah, she's excited to start a relationship, and she actually decided to take him on the boat with her. So that was the first ex to get on the boat. You see them walking onto the boat right here. All right. See, there will be joining David on the boat. You can see right here, David on the boat already, and they're just joining him. So he's surprised to see that Mike and Arisa is going to be staying together. He didn't think they were going to go the distance, but hey, full of surprises. Next to go on the boat is Devon. Devon has no exes, so she doesn't really get a choice. She goes straight to the boat, and she's sort of rebranding the entire experience as a self-discovery and self-love and all this nonsense. It's just like, come on, girl, I don't even know why you were there. You had a ridiculous ex that you never even hook up with come, and he's a man child, and you weren't interested in starting anything new with him in the first place. So that was a dud. Then you have Elias come in, and because of the competition and the love triangle, you didn't want to participate in it, and you pulled out of that, and then you were just around the house, just freaking in everybody else's drama. Like, come on now, come, you know. So there's Devon telling everyone about her self-love and journey and all this nonsense. All right, next up is Elias and Cher. I almost forgot her name. As you can see there, she's mad. He's saying, you know, I hope we can be friends after this and all this stuff. And she's like, no, I don't want to be friends with you. And he was like, oh, okay, so, like fist bump. And she was like, no. Completely blew him off. It was completely awkward. And she wants nothing to do with him. I don't think what he did was that bad. But literally this far away from each other is how they're standing. And it's just not happening. He just reached out for a fist bump. She denied it, and he had to pull his hand back. Yeah, it's not happening. So he hit it with the deuces, and he walked away to the boat by himself. Everyone see him come on the boat, and they saw that he's by himself, and no one's really surprised. But when he gets on the boat, Elias, God damn it, man. He gets on the boat. They asked him what happened. He says, it looks like we're just not really meant for each other and all this stuff. And he said, we agreed to be friends. After she denied his offer of friendship, he lied and said, we agreed to be friends. He did the exact same thing that he did before. And I thought he was doing it for a good reason. And he's a lawyer. And now I see that what he does is actually a problem. I thought, oh my God, I really thought he was, you know what I mean? I thought he was a good dude. Thought he just did that just to sort of grease the wheels a little bit, and he didn't want to start any conflict. But my man is a liar. He's not Ray level lying, but he definitely rephrases things to his benefit a lot. And well, not a lot, just those 2 times, but how quickly he does it, and the fact that it's being recorded and he still did it, just I don't know, man. I don't know. But if I wanted a lawyer, I would hire him, but I would not trust this man. You just can't. You just can't trust him. Elias, probably a good dude, but you can't be lying like that, man. It's just unnecessary. Now we go to Jonathan and Joel. And Joel is saying, this is the last chance. He said, I've given you 3 chances. This is the last chance. If you don't take me on this boat right now, then it's over between us. And, Jonathan did his whole diplomatic thing where he's just like, I really care about you and all this nonsense. And he dropped him. Jonathan decided to go on the boat by himself. The thing that he was always going to do, and the thing that everyone knew that he was going to do, and he did it. No one's surprised that he's on the boat by himself. Jonathan, man. And let's see, you can see who's on the boat. He's got Mike and Aries. We got Devon. We got David, and we got Jonathan. I think Elias is somewhere over here. Can't really see him in the frame, but yeah, you can see his pants down here. Elias is over there. So that's who we have on the boat so far. All right, next up is Ray. Ray has no exes, so straight to the boat he goes. All right. After Ray, it is Kyra and Emily. See them right here. There was no actual drama with this. They kind of just agreed that they're better off as friends and they would never work in a romantic relationship. And and Emily went to the boat by herself to meet up with David. All right. No fanfare with this one. They left on good terms. Next is Darren and Ricky. All right. You can see them here. He's excited and they're about to start the next chapter of their life. They're about to move in together. And she drops the bomb that she doesn't trust him. And she promised herself that she's going to break the pattern that she had in her past relationships. She's not going to do this. She dropped him. He's heartbroken. She goes on the boat by herself and everyone is shocked. They thought those 2 were the strongest couple in the house. And she dropped him. So she's going solo. I think that was the last couple. Yes, it was the last couple. And now Darren's on the boat and it's time for the boat to set sail. And we're going to find out what happens with all the couples. All right, see them there. All right, I believe Ray was going to school to be an orthodontist. Orthodontics. I don't know how that word is said, but he's going to school. He's currently still single. Darren still single. Devon is still single. Elias, I believe, is also still single. But he's also still single. Jonathan's still single. The 2 couples that are on the boat though are still together. Kyra and David still together. They just moved in together. And Mike and Aries are also still together, which was a surprise. I thought they would be the ones to break up, but no, they're still together. So maybe it was just the house making them crazy. I don't know. So yeah, so it looks like it worked out for them. Good on them. See right here, Elias was able to sit for his bar exam, but wasn't able to court Cher back into his life. Poor bastard. Well, I think he's fine with it. He probably has plenty of girls. He's not sweating it. He's not, he's not out there sweating it. I think, did I miss something with Jonathan? Okay. Yeah, no. I was right. That was the one I was questioning. Jonathan. Jonathan's still dating, is dating again, but he's still swiping left on Joel. Yeah. So yeah. So I was correct about everyone. No need to go through the rest. And till next time.